Hello, my friends, wherever you are. Harold Kaija, your colleague, the fellow captive in Uganda, who speaks for justice and human rights, and a member of the PFF. I do not want to leave without telling you that I intend to contest for MP Nansana municipality in the next elections. And we're organizing all over Nansana, Busukuma, Gombe, Naweru, and Nansana itself. That's where we are. Today I've come to speak about a matter that I know will excite you. And it's a matter of, in this country we have two sides, I've already said. That is the oppressor and the oppressor. But incidentally, you find many people who dine with the oppressor and think they are part of the oppressor. I've done a few research to tell you who is an NRM. How do you say an NRM? How does one to qualify to be an NRM? We say so and so is NRM. Because the few people who are NRM, the majority masquerade as NRM. They are only supporters of the NRM, but they are not NRM. Below is what you must get well versed with. If you cannot afford school fees of 1 million and above, you are not NRM. Today, a person who is NRM must, if you depend on half bursaries to take your kids to school, you're moving around to look for half bursaries, you are not NRM. If you still pay fees in installment, in what we call please allow, you need a cheat from the teacher, speak nicely to the class teacher, you are not my brother, my sister, you are not NRM. If your kids have dropped out of school, you are not NRM. Kabisa, no, don't try to ask. If you have kids who have dropped out, if your kids cannot go for trips, Renzori, Dubai, South Africa, you are not NRM. If you spend a day without affording lunch when you're not fasting, you're not NRM. If you cannot afford to eat beef, if you don't eat beef, and you can eat it, and it's not the doctors who have advised you not to eat beef, you are not NRM. If your means of transport going to work is walking, my dear, walking, not even a taxi, and you're not doing it as a means of exercise, you are not NRM. NRM people walk because they've been advised by doctors. If you are boarding a border and you cannot pay a fare alone and they need to pile you with another stranger, you are not NRM. If you use second-hand items, clothes, shoes, radios, bed sheets, electronics at home, and even having a second-hand car, and you've never had anything new, you think old shoes, old clothes are more durable than new ones, as if something must become second-hand to become durable. You are not NRM. An NRM person puts on designer clothes, Pericadine, Cushandio, and others. You are not NRM. Van Hussein, you are not NRM. My dear NRM people, if you're NRM, you must be able to buy items that are new. When they buy vehicles, they buy SUVs. If you're going for holiday for Christmas and reach at the time of 24th, 23rd, 24th, and you're still looking for money for Christmas, you're not NRM. You cannot afford, you cannot even afford to drive to the village, and you say it is expensive and need to haggle for transport, bus fares. You are not NRM. NRM people park their vehicles, put their kids there, and drive home even if fuel needs, they need to spend £1 million shillings. That is what they call NRM. If for medical, you do not have a medical insurance that when you fall sick, you must have money in your pocket, you are not NRM. If you cannot afford an annual body check where you go to hospital, you are not sick, and they check you to see how you are, your prostate if you're a man, your heart, your lungs, your kidney, your blood, and everything, you are not NRM. When you eventually fall sick and you cannot afford to go to a private hospital, Case Clinic, Lakasero, Kampala Hospital, IHK, and others, you are not NRM. My brother and sister, run away. If you have a job and you earn less than £1 million shilling, 1 million shilling, you are not NRM. If you depend on salary loans because your salary cannot make and not help you make ends meet, you are not NRM. You earn a salary in order to pay rent, take your kids to school. You need to go and pick a salary loan. My brother, my sister, you are not NRM. If your account is in red, so you have nothing to save and have no saving, so for you, you are like a subsistence earner. What you earn is what you eat. When you fall sick, you can't survive. You have no savings. If you spend a week without working, a month you can't without working, you can't survive. You are not an NRM. An NRM person must have enough money, even if they spend 3 months, a year without working. Such a person must be able to survive. If you are above that and you're still renting and you can't afford to build your own house, buy an apartment, condominium, you are not NRM. My brother, you're a survivor, you also need change. If when you're buying airtime, you still buy airtime 1K, 1,000, that are the same, you are not NRM. An NRM person must be able to buy airtime as postpaid. Postpaid is they bill them, they are sure they will pay. He speaks with ease. He doesn't touch the no button to make sure that you actually, 1 minute is going, I'm off. You even try to beep. You even use Airtel beeping power. You man, you're not NRM. If you cannot afford a DSTV and for you to watch football, you must go to the nearby kibanda or a bar or a restaurant. Not because you're going there for fun, but because you cannot put it at home. Brother, sister, you are not NRM. If you cannot take your wife, your family out for a weekend, for a vacation, you are not NRM. You are no president. When eventually you lose a person and you cannot afford to pay for funeral service and you have to deal with the body, my brother, you are not NRM. NRM members take their kids in schools where they pay $5,000 per month per term. And for you take your kids in UPE schools where the other child who pays 18 million per term pays for a child like yours 6,000 of them 666. Means of welfare you saw in the news, whereby the money given to the URA workers for medical is higher than money that is sent to Mulago to take care of you. If you cannot afford to go and do shopping in a mall, and you only go on the roadside markets where you say things are cheap, brother and sister, you are not NRM. Find your level. Join us to make a huge push, liberate our country, and have justice, whereby all of us can be able to live. Those in NRM can even afford to have what they call credit cards. A credit card, you go to a bank with a credit card, and you can spend more than what you have, and they are sure to pay. I hope this makes sense to you. Share it with all your contemporaries and those you think who claim to be NRM. Tell the guys, if you in this, if you have what I have said, you NRM. If you don't, cross over and join your side, because our side is the side of the majority who want to push. But it is very hard for us as we are trying to push those who must go. Those blocking us are those who must be on our side. When they come and join the right side, we will be able to do the right thing. Nasana people, I wish you luck. Waiting for you. I'll be with you. We'll be able to do the right thing. I'll be your MP. I'll speak for you. Thank you so much. Kwaheri.